And yes, you actually can, and it is a problem for space station. It has these giant solar arrays that are, generating electricity from the sun, and we're going very fast over the Earth. It's not in complete vacuum. There's a few little, molecules that we can grab, and so that can create static electricity on the station. So when we go outside wearing our space suits, we have to be very careful. So we deploy little antennas just to protect us against that. But yes, it is possible. But because there's vacuum, there's no air to transmit the electricity. It takes much more static electricity to cause like a lightning bolt, to cause a shock between them. But it's possible.
Hi, I'm Cadence. Why should young people care about the environmental changes you are trying to document with your photos?
I think everybody should care about it, foremost the young people, because this planet is your planet just as ours. It's probably more your planet than ours. One day we'll be gone and it will be yours. And the solutions to all those problems lie in some young people's brains. All these new ideas are in the minds of young people. Your minds are our greatest resource, our greatest hope for the future. So I think all these environmental discoveries we're seeing, yes, they're bad news, but at the same time, they're a good wake-up call, and it's better to start thinking about it earlier than later. So I look forward to the great solutions that are going to come from young people's minds.
My name is Ryan, and have you ever encountered any space junk in your travels?
Hey, Ryan. Fortunately, not seeing any big space junk because that would be scary. The space station is going around the world at about 8 kilometers per second, and so is space junk. Space junk is often little debris from other satellites. So if we meet it, it's like, it's very dangerous. It can hurt us. We see station is peppered with tiny little impacts from either piece of space junk, but most likely just little pieces of space dust. We call them micrometeorites. It's everywhere on station, a bit like mosquitoes on the windshield of a car when you're driving on the road. But so far, nothing big has hit us. And that's because people on the ground with radars are tracking all the piece of space junk, several tens of thousands of them. And whenever there's one that's coming close to station, we dodge it. We move station up to kind of hop over it.
Hi, I'm Zeke, and have you ever solved any of Earth's problems being in space?
Hey, Zeke, that's a great question. Space is so difficult and it's so exciting, and it seems to attract, kind of the best of humanity's power to invent and desire to be creative. And so over the decades, the space program has come up with all sorts of solutions to their problems that happen to be also great solutions to Earth problems. A lot of new materials were invented for the space program. A lot of medical discoveries were made for the space program. A lot of robotics technology was made for the space program. So in a way, space is like an excuse to scratch our heads and solve really tough problems. And then, we find that we can apply that on Earth. And that happens all the time.
Hi, I'm Zoe, and I was wondering if going into space changed how you see the Earth.
In many ways, Ellie. First, I knew that the world was one beautiful planet, but it was just images in my mind. Now I see them with my eyes, and it's really touching because the Earth is, I tell you, is so beautiful and graceful, and it's the only thing alive that you can see out the window. Everything else, like the moon, is a dead piece of gray rock. The sun is a big ball of fire. Other planets and stars are just little cold dots. But the Earth is beautiful, it's blue, it's breathing almost. You can see the clouds moving, there's storms somewhere, northern stars. You can see the activity of humans, you can see it at night. So you can tell it is so much more attractive than anything else you can see. So that's one thing that has changed it made it even more endearing to me. Then also, it's made it very obvious that all humans are together, one race, if you want, on one planet. It's as if Earth was the spacecraft of humanity. Here I am in space station, and it's keeping 6 people alive in the vacuum of space, but Earth is keeping billions of people alive, and billions of animals, and billions of plants alive in the deadly vacuum of space. So we are all astronauts, and our main spacecraft is Mother Earth. And finally, it has made it very clear to me that we are responsible to keep Earth in good shape. Because together we scratch our heads and we can find solutions. And when we work together between the nations, instead of going to war, but if we manage to work together, putting our differences aside, we can accomplish miracles and things that we thought were impossible. And I believe that gives me a lot of hope for the future.
Hi, I'm Gabe. Can you see the Great Pacific Garbage Patch from space?